Okay, you know when you listen or you hear something on the internet, you go, Tyson Fury, David Hayes off. You think, nah, must be some joke. Then I sent a message off to Peter Fury, who normally responds quite quickly. No reply. Something must be going on. So I went out and I come back. Now, bearing in mind, I'm 5 hours behind UK time, which means I'm in Grenadian time, Eastern Standard Time. So your 5 p.m. is my midday. So anyway, I've gone out. I've come back to watch the boxing tonight to see the confirmation that Haye Fury is off. Now let me tell you 3 things. First of all, if you don't like what I've got to say, hit the unsubscribe button now. If you're a Haye fanboy, hit the unsubscribe button now. Because what I'm going to say to you is going to offend many fanboys. I like speaking truth, or as close to truth as possible. Now, I broke it to you guys and girls about David Haye. When the Manuel Shah fight fell through, I said in my opinion, that I didn't feel that tickets were being sold quickly enough in the Haye comeback, and then the hand was damaged. Later, I heard rumours that there was nothing wrong with David's hand, and that it was because of ticket sales. And I also said that, watch out, Fury versus Haye is going to happen. A few weeks later, David Haye and Tyson Fury has been announced. Basically shafting Manuel Shah because he wasn't a big enough profile. Okay? Now, a week to go before fighting Tyson Fury, in quite a fight that brought a lot of money to the table and some danger to go with it. I don't care what you guys tell me about. Haye would have knocked him out in a couple of rounds. Really? Okay, sure. I don't believe that would have happened. Unless Tyson Fury got extremely careless. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about what is the facts. The fact of the matter is that David Haye bailed out on Char. If you believe his hand was that damaged, okay, then believe that. If you go back to the Satanta deal broke, and with it, David Haye's back went before he was meant to fight Vitaly Klitschko, I believe. He ends up fighting Valiev for the world title. History repeats itself. So he bails out on Vitaly Klitschko to get the world title fight against Valiev, so he can have more bargaining ability when he goes back to the table to fight the Klitschkos. Okay. So then, what happens then? He damages his hand for Manuel Shah, and now this time he's had a nick over his left or right eye. I don't give a damn if it's left or the right eye. The first thing I saw when I saw this cut, I'm just telling you the truth, I'm not lying. I have to say this. As far as I'm concerned, David Haye took a blade and cut himself over his eye. Now listen to me a second. That's what I felt. As soon as I saw the cut, I said, you know what? That's a razor blade. He just cut himself and nicked himself. Right? That effectively cancels out the fight with Tyson Fury. The gullible fans will say, oh yeah, David was smashing him up anyway. You gullible fans. All the people around the world who have decided to come to this fight now, by a cut of one razor, as far as I'm concerned, has stopped one fight. But, listen to this. I'm going to say it again to you. David Haye, Tyson Fury, as far as I'm concerned, will never happen. Because I don't think Peter Fury is going to be impressed with what's happened with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury himself must be completely peed off by it all. But he spent all this time in training camp for somebody to go along and bottle it at the last minute. Bottle it. And I don't mean bottle it meaning I don't want to fight you. David Haye knew that Tyson Fury was a threat. A real threat. Go back and listen to Adam Booth's interview with Sky Sports after David Haye had lost to Vladimir Klitschko. Forget about the fact this Vladimir Klitschko. Booth said Klitschko was too big, too strong, and too long, right? And Fury's taller and longer. So if Vladimir Klitschko was too big and too long, and he couldn't get past the jab, you're fighting a guy with the same dimensions again. And this time, this guy actually wants to knock your head off. But let's take that to one side because everyone's got their opinion and nobody really knows what was going to happen. All right? So don't jump at me for that. But what I will say is, this is what I think is going to happen. Haye Fury won't happen. The only way Haye Fury could potentially happen is if Tyson Fury goes on to become world champion. This is what I think is going to happen. Vitaly Klitschko, who at the moment is looking for an opponent, is injured. And David Haye, who is now injured. Don't be surprised if you hear Vitaly Klitschko versus David Haye for the WBC World Heavyweight Championship of the World. Steven, despite the fact he beat Ariola, does not sell. That's not a fight that sells. David Haye, Vitaly Klitschko sells. Vitaly Klitschko's last fight, and David Haye said he always wanted to fight Klitschko. So would you nick yourself over the eye to get a fight with Vitaly Klitschko? Hell yeah. If you're David Haye, just watch the way these people move. History repeats itself. He will shaft, as far as I'm concerned, he will shaft anybody and anything to get where he needs to get to. He shafted Manuel Shah. Now he's shafted Vitaly Klitschko. He shafted Shah, and now he shafted Fury. I'm telling you, this is a shafting he's done. You can say what you want. I'd love to hear what you fans out there think. I'm furious, literally. Not because I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I'm a fan of boxing. And I'm seeing, even more so now, because I'm in the out of the UK, I can see how the slipperiness is. So I said, if Vitaly Klitschko and David Haye don't fight, I will be absolutely stunned. The better deal is on the table. Vitaly Klitschko's people and David Haye's people have probably talked. There's been whispering. And I said to you about the Shah thing. He pulled out the Shah fight knowing there was Fury around the corner. Do not be surprised in 6 to 8 weeks to hear David Haye fighting Vitaly Klitschko. Now Tyson Fury has to be a little careful now with this, because obviously now he's been training for so long. The opponent that he fights now on the night, you need to be very careful, because you don't want to fight a complete nobody, and you don't want to fight somebody who's going to derail you from where you're going. So the Fury camp need to be careful who they stick in the ring. You know, you don't want Tyson Fury getting complacent, right? So that's going to be very interesting. So for me, that's my thoughts on it. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Well, can you explain to me the Shah thing? If you believe that David Haye's hand was really injured, okay, fine, believe that. If you believe David Haye's back was injured, and then look what happened. Okay, always look what happens after David Haye has an injury. A world title fight, a bigger fight with more money, a more reputable name. David Haye is not in business for glory. He's in there for the money, and you need to watch that. It's alright being a fan of somebody, but watch the way they move. Watch the patterns. The biggest, the best beef that's on the table. That's what it's about. It's about the dollars. It's about the money. That's what it's about. Ain't no glory business. There ain't glory thing here with David Haye. It's straight up money, business, deal. That's it. And he will shaft anybody he needs to shaft to get to where he needs to get to. That's just lethal, critical business. That's it. And what is he doing sparring with somebody a week before the fight? A week, you know. A week. So this is Saturday today. The fight was called off yesterday. Today, called off. And the fight's next Saturday. Should you now kind of be tapering down? Not sparring to a point where you're getting cut. It's silly. What possibly are you going to do in the last week leading up to a big fight that you didn't do for the last 8 to 10 weeks? Come on, man. Don't give me any rubbish about, oh, well, he was going through final preparations. No. A week before the fight. That's just unprofessionalism. Or he's gone and professionally gone and nicked himself with a razor blade. That's it. Blatant razor blade job. I don't care. It's a razor blade. Look at the nick. That looks like a razor blade job to me. Well, Adam Boot's gone along and gone, there, David, wait a second. Cut you. There you go. All right, that's my thoughts. You know, a lot of people around the world will think I'm just being a conspiracy theorist, but go check the maths. And go check as well how much money David Haye can make in a Vitaly Klitschko fight compared to fighting Tyson Fury. And think of the mathematics here. If David Haye were to get beat by Tyson Fury, if he were, where would his world title ambitions be? He would never have fought Tyson Fury if Vitaly Klitschko came running. Never. I'm telling you. Would never have happened. right? Never happened. Vitaly Klitschko says, yeah, I'm going to have my last fight and I'll fight David Haye because there's no way I'm fighting Stivern. I'm not going out fighting Stivern. I want the biggest payday possible and I'll get that with David Haye. That's how I see it. That's how I break it down. Boxing fans out there looking forward to this fight. People around the world who've booked their tickets to come and see this fight and they'll get refunded. But those people in hotels, what are you going to tell the people in the hotel? Oh, the fight's not been on because David Haye got cut. Sorry, can I have my money back in the hotel? I gotta tell you that. Yeah, I just feel sorry for people for the fight. I really am. I'm gutted. For boxing, I'm gutted. And I don't think Fury Haye will ever happen. Forget the reschedule. It'll never happen. I don't think. Because I don't think T Fury are going to put up with Haye and his nonsense. It's not going to happen. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I don't know about the Haymaker, but I certainly know there's a new hate maker in town, and that's David Haye. He is creating a lot of hate towards him in his antics. If he didn't pee the public off with all the talking about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this to the robot, I'm going to do that to the robot, I'm going to take his head off, I'm going to do this and that. Haven't boxing fans learnt about David Haye? He is, I told you, you had a car, if you had a Ferrari, yeah, that you knew had no engine in it, David Haye would look at you and say, look at that car. That car is a fast car. It gets to from here to here in 0.5 seconds. Yeah, it'll go from 0.5 seconds and you look at you like that and you go, yeah, David, that's right. It can do that. You don't check the research because David says it. If David says to you, I'm just going to go there and when I feel I'm going to knock him out. Well, when he felt like he was going to knock out Vladimir Klitschko, what happened? At what point? So he didn't want to knock out Vladimir Klitschko? You'll tell me now. Look at that. Vladimir Klitschko was a better fighter, right? So this is my point. David Haye is a salesman, right? See through the rubbish, see through the crap he's trying to sell you, and look at the hardcore facts. Just stop being a fanboy for a minute and just look at the facts. He cancelled fights and then has other fights after they're cancelled. How long was it before that damaged hand he had against Shah suddenly got nicely healed for Fury? No talking about the cast coming off. No discussing how's the hand, David. You know, oh yeah, I'm punching good in the hand. No, nothing. How's the hand feel heal real quickly. Anyway, I've had enough of this. I just keep it real. Just say it as it is. I'm not here to keep buddy. I'm not here to do interviews with people to keep them friendly and say, yeah, that's my buddy there, that's my spar. I got to interview him and keep things sweet. Listen, we're in a world with enough of that. And people need to hear the truth. Fans want to hear the truth. So when I interview them, I ask the truth. I find out what people want to hear about. Not to be your friends and be a spar. Because when it comes to asking the difficult question, you don't ask the difficult questions because you're too much trying to rewind. You're not going to upset this person, upset that person. That's not journalism. That's keeping friend. That's keeping spars. So, oh, you can open the door for me there and I can be on this television show here and I can get more people view my YouTube channel. Hell to all of that. Keep it real. Like some of my brothers here, yeah, on the YouTube channel. That's it. I've had enough. I'm out.